the best ice cream ever.
It's delicious.
It's amazing, I love it. Wow, almond baklava. Just in the Sicilian way. Hello there guys, and welcome back to our channel. If you are new around here and haven't seen our previous video, which we highly suggest you to watch first, where we explain our whole story of how we ended up here, of exploring the most unexplored places of the world, and we are doing it all with our car and our cat.
So today guys, we're going to Modica. It's actually our second time in the city, however we didn't really explore it, so we thought of exploring it together with you.
Spoiler alert, there's going to be a lot of sweet food involved.
So, without a further ado, we should get going, because there's a lot of food we have to try.
Let's go. Italy road trip begins. First goal, try not to bump in a car.
Why, guys?
It's okay?
Yeah, over it. Fortunately.
Fun fact about me. I have an awful habit of not eating before we leave anywhere. But since it's a food video, I thought, let's begin with the sweets. Not sure on how to enjoy it, because within 5 minutes in a car, it melted.
We have just arrived to Modica, a city in southeast Sicily, which is really famous for its unique Sicilian Baroque style architecture and also its chocolate, which is the best one in the whole Italy. So we have to try that right now. Let's go and buy some.
So after some time looking for that chocolate, we came along a couple of places. However, in the first one we weren't able to buy any chocolate as there were a little bit too many people. However, as the city is based on chocolate and there's a lot of chocolate shops, we found another one really not that far away. This is typical Modica style chocolate. It is banana taste. However, the most typical tastes of the chocolate produced here are, I believe, pepperoncino, which is the chili peppers, also cinnamon and vanilla. This one is not as traditional, however, we couldn't really find the traditional ones. So we bought this one. It costed us €1.20 and we are going to try it right now. Okay, it's really hot. It's really interesting. It doesn't taste like your regular chocolate does because it's really hard, and when you bite into it, it tastes like eating a sugar. But it tastes like chocolate and the texture is just really interesting. It really is a delicious and interesting thing, and it's not like any other chocolate that I have tried before. You must try it.
It's definitely the best chocolate I've tasted in my life. I cannot compare it to anything else. You must try it. Actually, what Monika didn't tell you is that the recipe of this chocolate was probably inspired by ancient Aztecs. God knows how this recipe appeared here. What's really special about this chocolate, the sugar wasn't actually dissolved inside the chocolate. It was actually left in pieces, and that's what makes the taste so good.
So after eating all of this sugar by the recipe inspired of ancient Mexicans, we decided that we need to burn those calories up. And how can we do that is by walking to the cathedral. How will we burn those calories? I will give you a little hint. Arrived at our cathedral. Where's the cathedral? The funny story is that this cathedral, which you cannot see behind me, is a fine example of the Sicilian Baroque architecture. And from this strategic place, you can overlook the whole city of Modica. So we have to get going. But first, we need to go 250 steps up. Let's get going. I did it. I cannot stand anymore. By the way, it's a lie. It's not 250 steps. It's only 181. My whole life was a lie. But, in spite of the fact that I see in my eyes just the starlights, I see the most beautiful view ever. Amazing, but tiring.
From all the stairs, I'm hungry again. We need to find something to eat. Something more, something sweet. Let's go.
You know, usually when you hike, it's so much fun to go up, but so sad to go down. It's like the most boring part. Well, it's the opposite in this case. I'm so glad that now you have to go downstairs and not upstairs. Hi. Such a shy, cute boy.
Almost at the place where we will have some things to eat, which I have no clue how to pronounce. We will include the names in the description so you could see.
We have no idea how to pronounce them, but I just know that these names are inspired by the Mexican food empanadas. So let's call it empanada until we know the real name. But let's go.
We just came out of the shop. We got almost everything we needed.
What we got here is the empanada. I'll just write it down here somewhere. We still don't know how to pronounce it. It's really difficult and it's really different from Italian. It's just the Sicilian language. So we got the Sicilian empanadas, which are a really strange pastry.
It's actually a sweet with meat.
It sounds kind of weird when I heard it. I'm not gonna try it because I don't eat meat, but I got something typical for Modica, which I have no idea again how they are called. I just got the recommendation from the cashier. She was a really nice lady and the shop was really beautiful. It's like so white and so nice, and I took a couple of shots. They had quite a lot of Sicilian and also Modican sweets and dishes, but we should actually get going to eating because that's why we are all here today.
We are beginning with the empanada, the one which I don't know how to pronounce. Let's try. It's very sweet. It's delicious. I'm not sure how they do it, but it's amazing. You cannot taste the meat. It's really soft. One of the most delicious things I ever had.
Well, as the empanadas did not convince me to start eating meat, I will go ahead and try my vegetarian sweets, which are biscuits. I think there's chocolate inside. There's like a glazier on it, and the inside is almonds. The reason I chose those is because they seem like actually marzipan, and the shape of them actually reminds me of baklava. I have no idea if they taste anything like it, but I will try those just now. Wow. And marzipan, marzipan, I love it. It's amazing, I love it. Wow. Like it's gooey inside. Really kind of reminds me like almond baklava, just in the Sicilian way. But it's really delicious. Oh wow. I will try to find the name and I will link it down below. I cannot remember it now, but it's really delicious. that we actually forgot to mention you before is that the city is divided into two parts, the upper and the lower part of the city Modica. Italians like to call this city a city of 100 churches, and the reason behind that is because this city literally has so many churches that you cannot even see all of them in one day. This is actually the lower side of the city, and this is the Cathedral of San Pietro. Why is this cathedral so interesting is because around the cathedral there are 12 statues of all the 12 apostles of the Christian religion. Also, one more thing that I would like to mention about this place, and why is it worth coming here, is that the view is also really spectacular because you can actually see the upper part of Modica.
Okay, so we couldn't get all the sweet stuff we actually wanted because it's either off season or there are too many people. But let's get something else. Let's go.
Got the most beautiful ice cream ever. This is gelato, the Italian kind of ice cream. This is actually pistachio taste. I forgot how it's pronounced in English, but since it's melting so fast, I have to try it right now. It's amazing, but it's so melty, but it's so good and so creamy. You gotta try it. It's amazing. Seriously, every single gelato is amazing, and this one is even more amazing. But the reason we bought this kind, Sicily is actually famous for its pistachios. Oh, I remember how it's called in English, pistachios. Sicily is actually really famous for pistachios because it's a huge producer of them. And this gelateria is the most famous one, and they say that it's the best ice cream ever in Modica. And I can definitely say it is really good.
Actually, I would say it's the best gelato I've ever tried. Maybe it is the best gelateria in Modica. Maybe even in Sicily, but I think we can find better ones somewhere. So full of taste. So we made it to the end. We really enjoyed the food, and Sicilian cuisine is as good as Italian one.
Or maybe even better. But that's a question for another time. Unfortunately, this is the end. If you made it so far, we really appreciate your love and support. And if you have any recommendations, any feedback, we are really happy to hear them. So if you can, just leave the comment down below, like, subscribe, and we really hope to see you soon. Bye! Goodbye.